The RHCE train must keep going, this crazy train of ours. I'm taking the exam at the end of the month. I've not been studying a lot. So I'm going to start pushing out these videos on because of huge demand. It's to keep me accountable. Also, I hope it's going to be helpful, beneficial for somebody out there. Now, let's fire up NVIM in anger. And I could explain that, but I'm not. So what's happening with this playlist, this series, is that I'm studying for certification. I'm not teaching you Ansible. You can learn that on your own. I'm just studying. You can see how I study, what my thought process. So I've been going over the objectives. And one of those objectives is to work with files and directories. And so set permissions and etc. Let's do that. Let's do that today. I am feeling rambunctious. Files, directories. And if you're the rappy, snappy type, the TikToky, YouTubey, shortsy person, this is not going to be that video. This is not going to be fully edited. Might edit something, but I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to see what comes out naturally. And you can see the beast in its natural habitat, mumbling around, trying to figure out stuff, drinking coffee, having fun. One thing, maybe I should do a community post about this, but I was wondering maybe we should do a live stream together. Who knows? So instead of recording videos like this, I could do a live stream, or we just do a live stream about whatever, just chat, see if it works out. I've never done a live stream, so who knows? Coffee time. Name. What name should we give this? Let's do it files and directories. Objective. Objective of doom and destruction. So, name, hosts. Let's run it on node 3. And if you wonder, like, where is node 3 coming from, man? You should watch my Vagrant video. It is sublime. So, it's on Netflix, Hulu, Disney. Same thing, I guess. But, tasks. Name. Let's start by creating a directory. Who doesn't love that? In the morning, let's create Ansible. So, built-in dot what? We're studying together. If you're on the exam, you do this, and you might think, I'll list all the modules, and I grep for a directory. You're not going to get anything, nada, nilch. So that's the good thing about Red Hat certifications, is that you actually have to know this stuff, especially as you go further. I would say the administrator one, you could probably maybe brain dump. Yes, you could. That's cheating. You're ruining the whole thing for everybody. So it's like cheating in Counter-Strike. It's like, why are you doing it? It's like you're not getting anything from it. No money, no nothing. You're ruining for everybody else. Thank you. Rant, Counter-Strike, rant over. Ansible doc, and it's called file. See, it sets attributes of files, directories, or symlinks, and their targets. So you can create a soft link and a hard link. Who doesn't like a good hard link? Let's scroll up here. And what we want is, well, we can just use this. Create a directory if it does not exist. So Ansible is idempotent. So if it does exist, it's not going to just keep on recreating it. Now we know this is file. And maybe I should paste some of this in. Yes. There's a fancier way to fix this, but I'm not doing it because I just woke up. I know, I look pretty in the morning, don't I? So, path, some directory. Let's not use that. Use temp, Linux, Ninja, because we love the Ninja. What else? Let's look at, is there anything else that we might want to set? I'm just going to give you an example of something. So, mode, the the numeric mode of setting it, you should know this if you're a Linux administrator. You can use the millennial totally tubular way of the user plus read write group minus write execute. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking like this because I was making fun of people that talk like this in LA. Doesn't matter. So, shouldn't make fun of people that talk like this. Anyways, like, if you don't know this, you should. And like this, what's this? Sticky bit, group ID, and then set user ID. If the chat GPTs of the world ever tell you, like, oh, this is the solution, you should totally run it like this, man. Don't. The machine is trying to trick you into doing stuff you shouldn't. You might have to do it once in a blue moon, but not really. Anyways, this is good to go, right? Let's just fire it up, see what happens. Where am I? I'm at the crossroads of my playbook and my inventory, and everything is awesome. Files and directories, let's check it out. Okay. Ansible node 3, let's do an argument LSL temp. Let's see what's there. Linux. Okay, and if we would go one deeper, you should see Ninja. There it is. We are rocking and rolling and raving. The next thing is, what if on the exam we are told, we want you not to create a directory, we want you to remove a directory. And we want you to remove Linux and Ninja. Okay, what happens if you run it? Well, let's first check out how we do that. And I know how to do that, but I'm just going to show you state absent. That's the thing that we want. So we can't have state directory. We would have absent. And what's going to happen if we run it like this? 2 seconds. Okay, quick, great, correct answer. It's just going to remove the Ninja part. So if we actually want to remove the whole shebang, we would have to do it like this. If you're feeling adventurous and happy, clap your hands and do it like that. See what happens. Okay, let's do it like that. Boing, boing. So instead of like always using Ansible node 3, I'm just going to SSH into the server because we're going to be using node 3 for Michael Jordan. We're going to be using node 3 for everything. And you can see Linux Ninja is gone, and we still have the temp directory, so it's a win-win. Directory, let's keep it like this. One more thing. If on the exam we are told, I haven't taken the exam, so relax, Red Hat. I have no idea. Not that Red Hat is watching my videos. I think they are, though. I think they are. Sometimes like a Red Hat car drives past my house really slow, and they're like watching the windows. And somebody did like this. So I guess they're happy. So I'll just keep going. SE type. So that's the thing that I was talking about. So it allows you to set file system object context for the file system object. Things are not coming out correctly today, but SE type. I'm just showing you this if they tell us they're going to provide, I guess, the label that we're going to have to set, but SE manage, this is why I think, list. Currently, if you watch my amazing video on the shuffling of the Red Hat certifications path, now you would know that if you want to become a Red Hat certified architect in the Ansible path, you need it. You need it. That makes sense. But if you're like OpenShift, Red Hat certified architect, you don't need the administrator certification. But I forgot to put sudo in. So if you watch my short, this is like, I'm full on, like, watch my stuff. If you watch my history short, you would know about that command. So yeah, if you're an OpenShift guy, don't have to take the administrator exam as like the mandatory thing. Oh, that was a cool one. Antivirus. Some spy spy stuff. Oh, where it is. Where is it? Okay. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I can choose any one of these, and I'm going to choose the antivirus one because I am awesome. So let's put that in there. And we forgot to append Ninja. We were going to be lost. And are we good? We are good. So what's going to happen now? It's going to, if we ll temp, you can see that there's no Linux in Ninja. And it's going to recreate the Linux. So if you create this, like it's like mkdir -p in Linux. So it creates the both directories. Let's run it and see what happens here. Maybe I should be in the correct directory. Doom destruction. ls lz directory Linux. Here you can see we have the antivirus SC Linux label, which is good. And let's do it here for Ninja and antivirus. So you would be good for the exam if they asked you to do that. Okay, now I think we have directories covered. There's not much to the whole shebang. Now let's work with files. Name. Create a file, and let's do Ansible built-in file. You guessed it. Path, and let's use temp. Linux, Ninja, and let's do Ace. My good old dog that passed away. Yeah. I was going to show you something right here, something about file. So it actually takes all of these, the same arguments, but since we're creating most likely an empty file, we're going to have to use touch. Touch me now. I don't want to better photo. State is going to be touch, e-touch. And you would have to, something that we forgot here because I just woke up. So, give me a break. Owner, we're going to want to send an owner, root, and owner. And it's going to be Ansible, group, Ansible. What else? What else do we need? Of course, you can use SE type again if you would have to mode. We're not going to do that again. And again, I'm just going to use something universally stupid and doesn't matter. Yeah. So I was just going to say, learn about mode. The octal sounds supreme. Are we good? So this is going to create the ACE file, state touch, Ansible, and let's just fire that up. Let's see, ACE is right here, stat, ACE, file, ACE. You can see ACE is empty. And as you can see, it inherits the context from the parent directory. So just something that you should know. Just a good old regular empty file. So if you didn't know about Staten Island file, that is something neat that you know now. Let's jump over here again. So the thing is with touch, if you look at stat ace, this is just a side quest, an ADHD side quest. You can see when it was created, birth, modified, access. So look at the change date right here. You can see how early I am. Early in the morning, rising to my feet. Um, if we run this again, what's going to happen here? You can see that all of these have changed because it touched the file again. And I am just going to show you something just so you know, because this is going to be changed every time. Every time that you run it, it's going to be changed. So if you don't want that, we would have to check if the file does exist or not. So that's why I'm talking about it, because then I can show you how we do that. And for that, we are going to create something before we create the file name, check file. In Ansible built in, what can we use for that? Stat. And let's go to the trusty help. Doc stat. Let's see what it says in the examples. Always remember, we should have some examples at the end. So we're going to have the path to whatever we want to check and then register. And I like that name, P. Path. We want to check if temp, Linux, and Ninja in ACE exists. Register file 01. What can we do with file 01, this variable that we just created? Well, if we're totally lost, we don't know what to do, what's happening behind the scenes, we can always just check var Ansible built-in debug, and var, that would be file 01. Now we can look into the package, and that right away, clearly, module register. What's happening here? Oh, indentation matters. Totally matters. So what's happening? Now we're looking into the variable, into the package. We want to use stat. So file 01, we want to use stat. We want to see if the Boolean exist is set to true, which it is. So now we can create a when statement here. If it does not exist, we want to create it. If it does exist, we don't want to create it. So when not file 01 stat exists. Sounds weird. But who am I? A foreigner. See, now it's skipping. Now it's not creating the file, which we don't want. So now you know how to use the stat, check if something does exist, register it. If you can't remember on the exam, if I can't remember, really, I want to echo it out. I want to see it, take a look inside the package, and if it does not exist, then we create it. And then you can always, like, if it does exist and you want to do something else, like let's say change owner and group, then you would just remove the not. I think we're good. I'm just going to remove this. Should we keep it in? Sure, let's just keep it in. Now, the next thing that we need to cover is, we've covered directories, files. Next is templates, because we need to be able to create a configuration file from a Jinja template on the exam, and also just in real life. Create message of the day. Why not? Ansible built-in template. And something's wrong. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, what Ansible doc template? I'm just opening this up to refresh your memory. Oh man. So source test and owner mode backup, yes. So if you're doing something with SSHD or sudo, always validate. Oh, there's another one. Here's a validation for the SSHD. Here's a validation for the sudo. Always run these. These are good. I can just copy this, which is what I'm probably going to do during the exam. So I recommend it. So let's fix this like that. That was too much. That was too much. That is still not too much. Okay, so let's use the source motd.jt, and it's going to do etc mott mode. No, that's not gonna suffice. We don't need validate. We're going to use backup. That is pretty cool. Let's use that. So every time it, overwrites the file, it is going to create a backup, which we should always do with configuration files. Anyways, are we good? Yes, we are. Now let's just jump over and create motd. motd.j2, open that one up. So welcome to my server, and that's going to be the server name, which is going to use a magic variable, inventory host name. I'm still trying to remember these, so I'm not the love guru you think I am. These are like, I think 6, 7 magic variables. I did not say that on purpose, 6, 7. There are maybe 6, 7 magic variables. Okay, relax, boomer, that you need to know. And I'm still having trouble remembering them. So welcome to my server. It is going to, let's see. It is going to create this configuration file, motd and etc, and using the information from here. So what's going to happen is when Ansible runs, it runs against node 3, but you can have all. So as soon as it's on node 1, it's going to print that inventory host name into the configuration file. We can look at later if you have to loop and use host vars to create, let's say, an etc hosts file to reach out and get host names for different hosts and IP addresses. That's a bit more complex. But that's probably the most complex thing we would have to do during the exam. But I'm guessing, who knows? I have no idea. So let's just run this and see what happens. Nobody knows. Okay, it created the message of the day. Let's log out. Don't have to check it like that, but welcome to my server, node 3. This is what I was talking about. So, welcome to my server, node 3. That worked. Sweet sauce. So you can always do cat motd, but I just wanted to make it official. What are we going to do next? Oh, and probably we're going to have to find an IP address at some point and use it in a template. So we might as well just use it now. And how do we find, good question, how do you, during the exam, Ansible, find a lot of stuff about runs the setup module against the host and how to find all the information that the Ansible knows about the host? Good question. Ansible, let's do node 3, and we're going to use the module setup because it runs the setup module when you run a playbook, unless you tell it not to. By default, it runs the setup. So what we're looking for here is like an IPv4 address. IPv4, I love you. Because this is a vagrant machine. It has, two Ethernets. 2 Ethernets? Who is this person? Who let them use a computer? Ansible ETH1, that's the one that we want, but I want the ETH one. I don't want the... yes, ETH1. So if you scroll all the way up to the top of the tree, you're going to see Ansible facts, and then underneath Ansible facts come all the other, what's the word? Facts. So let's just do our best. Ansible facts. We know that. That's the top level. That's the big dog. So ETH1, that's the first one. And then it was the IPv4. ETH1. So you never use the first like Ansible underscore. Don't chuck that thing out. Don't use it. And then it was just IPv4. See, we're learning together. So if this works, it should create welcome to my server node 3 and then the IP address of doom and destruction. Okay. Changed. Good. Let's cat that. Oh, okay. Clearly I messed something up because it printed out all the IPv4 information. So let's go back up here because IPv4, and then it's called default something. Nobody remembers. Okay, ETH1. Here it is. Address. See, it goes down in blocks. So it's a good thing that you saw this. I think. Address. Address? Okay. See what happens. Hope we get changed. I hope we change. There we go. Now we're happy. Now we have, welcome to my server, node 3, the IP address. This is probably going to be on the exam, something like this. Let's clear this thing up. What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? What is going to be on the agenda? So we've used templates. We've used files. We've created directories, deleted directories, blah, blah, blah. What else? Copy file. So let's do name, copy file, Ansible built-in dot copy. You guessed it. I'm going to do this so you have some space to work with. For the viewers, I do it for the viewers. Ansible doc copy. What's happening right here? So let's go down. This is really similar to the file thingamajiggy. Source dest, and then you do owner, group, mode, and backup if needed. If this is a configuration file. And then, of course, like you know now, you can use the stat, check if it does exist, use a when, so if you need to. But let's first create file.tmp. And let's go back here. Source is going to be file.tmp dest. And we're just going to use the awesome Linux Ninja directory. Owner. Group. Mode. I don't care. One thing that I was thinking about, because you might be at home and not following along, you might need become true. I've set that in the ansible.cfg, so I'll just put it there, just if you need it. If you're like, nothing works and you suck. Well, watch the whole playlist. So this is just going to create the file in that destination. Let's just run it. Let's just run it. And there we have Ace. What happened? What happened? If you're using a module, the remote host. What? Could not find an access. Where did I put that? Temp file is in the correct. Am I just writing it wrong right here? File.tmp, tmp.file. Okay. I'm not going to edit that. That was just amazing. Okay. See? Now we're happy, right? We are happy. Another thing, which could be on the exam, which I've never used, so this is going to be a first. Name, fetch a file. And Ansible, I'm not kidding, I have never, ever done this, but I was thinking this could be on the exam. So Ansible doc fetch it. Source dest flat. So flat is, I'm guessing it's important because it's in the examples, allows you to override the default behavior pending hostname path to file to the destination. If the dest ends with, it will be used as the base name of the source file. Okay. So it doesn't append host. Oh, okay. So the whole path that it's copying from. Okay. I think I got that. So let's. We're gonna get an error on that. Okay, let's create a file here. cd temp Linux Ninja and touch me now. Chicago. And source, I'm guessing, TMP, Linux, Ninja, Chicago, dest. Can I put a dot here, or is it? Definitely want to use flat because I don't want the whole temp, Linux, Ninja, and then Chicago into the destination. Could I use a dot? I don't know. And we want to do true here. Never use this. So if this works, we should have the Chicago file in our directory. It is not going to work because the error was non-type. Dest is an existing directory. Use a trailing / fetch. Okay. Let me just check one more time right here. Let me just check one more time. TMP. Okay. TMP. Okay, let's just do that. TMP. Did he use a trailing /? Okay. Then I'm just going to do this. I don't know why I'm whispering. Okay. Clearly the dot was not working for us. So we should have in our TMP on this control node, we should have Chicago, and we have Chicago. Now, I wonder if we, since we're learning together, now there's no more Chicago. Let's go back. What if we do flat false? And I wonder if flat is the default flat false is the default. Nobody knows. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Default false. Okay. So we could just remove it. So let's just do that. No need to hammered home doubly. Where am I? Okay. Now we should have, if what I think is correct. Yes, you should see node 3. You should see temp node 3. You temp Linux Ninja. Yes, and here you have Chicago. Now we know how flat works. Aren't we special? I think the only thing for us left to do is line in file, but there's also name line in file. There's also a block, Ansible doc grep line, grep line in file. There's also a block, if I can type it, block. Yeah, block in file. You do that. You do you figure that one out. I'm not going to tell you about that one. You should do that. Line in file. And let's go to the examples. A lot of these are similar to file, of course, but path, etc suitors, validate, we like that. Line, regexp, present. Let's use one of these. JBoss. I'm the JBoss. JJJ. You can, of course, if you use something like Nginx, you can validate that. HTTP. I don't want to use any of these. Let's just be rambunctious. Line in file. And Ansible built-in file. Line in file. Line in file. Somebody needs a break. Dest is going to be etc sshd config, and regexp will be, what do we want to check? Less sshd config. Oh, there's a good one. Permit root login. That sounds like something that would be maybe on the exam. It's like security, this is the best through obscurity. No, it's like change a line so to make it something more secure. That's hip and cool, right? We're looking for this. We want to change that line to, and see if it starts with this. And then we're just going to change it to no. No, you cannot. A thing that we want to do as well is validate. I can't remember how the SSHD validation works, so let's do something that every administrator has to do, and SSHD help. That is really unhelpful. And man, SSHD. SSHD. See, during the exam, we don't want to do this a lot. This is just eating away time. Host, port option, quiet mode, extended mode, test mode. We want a T, so we know that, and F. Yeah, so default is, so if you're on the server and just checking the default one, you don't have to use -F, but we have to use it because if you saw this thingamajiggy, Ansible creates a temporary file to validate it against. So we're going to have to do user sbin sshd t for the check, and this for the file. And why do I know that it's this thingamajiggy? It's because of this. This is to refer to the temporary file created. So are we happy? Oh, no, we're not happy. Backup. True. So let's just run this and see what happens. So grep permit from SSHD config. So permit root login, yes. Run this. ran something. Permit root login, no. So the only thing that came to mind as I was talking was block thing. So you check that out, block and file. I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe, of course. Comment down below if you have a question. But yeah, now we just have to keep this RHCE train rolling because the exam is coming up. So appreciate you all. Until next time, bye.